I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with author Tony Rubino about his wonderful book. It is called Barnyard Games. It takes readers on a thrilling adventure to an animal farm in eastern Pennsylvania. The farm animals, led by two Shih Tzu dogs named Omni and Baby, enjoy playing a game of tag within the safety of their 6-foot fence. However, their peace is soon disrupted when a hungry coyote from a nearby dark forest tries to invade their space. This is an exciting tale of courage and teamwork, and Tony weaves a story that is both heartwarming and shows how even the smallest of animals can make a big difference. We are delighted to have Tony join us today in the Spotlight. Thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today, and ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel. Tony, thanks so much for being our guest.
You're very welcome.
Loved your book. Tell me about it. Where did you get the inspiration to write it?
Well, I've been reading a lot with the bullying.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of bullying going on with our younger children.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make a point of how to encourage them to make friends and stand up against bullies through friendship. So the only way I could do that is with animals, because I know children love to read about animals and they learn from them. And that's what inspired me to write this book.
Wonderful. Now, do you have two Shih Tzu dogs named Omni and Baby?
Yes, we had two Shih Tzu dogs, Omni and Baby, and that's the main characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. So you were able to bring them to life in the pages of your book and immortalize them.
That's correct.
That's great. That's great. Now, who's the first person you had read the book once you were done writing it?
My wife.
Okay. And wives can be tough critics, Tony. Was she hard on you, or did she was she supportive?
She was in the middle. But eventually I had to do a couple drafts, but then she came around and loved it.
Okay, good. So she was a tough critic at first, had to do a couple of rewrites, and now she's happy with the final product.
That's correct.
Okay, good. Happy wife, happy life, right, Tony?
Oh, yes, you got that right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, so it must be fun. Have you read this book to any children?
Yes, I have.
Who do you read it to?
My nephews and my nieces.
Nice.
They all loved it, especially the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a wonderful story. It's very inventive. Is this the first time you've written a book?
No, I've had one more that was called "Who Ate the Brownies,"
Mm-hmm.
and that was a couple of years ago.
Okay. That sounds like something kids would be interested in as well. When either animals or brownies, you always find the right thing, Tony, that attracts kids, I think. And adults,
I try my
too.
best.
Yeah.
I try my best, yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sounds good. So tell me what Who Ate the Brownie was about.
Oh, well, there's two sisters
Mm-hmm.
that are Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
And at Girl Scout camp, they're having a parents' day. So they decided instead of the Girl Scout cookies, they would make their favorite brownies.
Mm-hmm.
And one day they went back into the kitchen and looked in the basket, and the brownies were gone.
Wow.
So the two sisters start a whodunit campaign throughout the whole camp to find out who ate the brownies.
Cute. Yeah, that's a great story. Kids would love that, you know?
Yes, especially the surprising ending.
Yep, absolutely.
The suspense. I love to keep suspense in my stories.
Well,
That keeps the kids on reading.
Yeah, exactly. That when they want to know what's going to happen next, when they want to turn the pages, when they're delighted when they find out that there's a big surprise, it kind of makes it all worth it, right?
Yeah, yes, it does.
And now I think I hear
Absolutely.
Omni and Baby barking in the background now.
Yes, you hear them? I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. My dog would be barking next. I've got two Jack Russell Terriers, so they tend to be,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh,
tend
they're
to be a
cute.
little. They're cute, but very feisty. I think you're better off with the Shih Tzus. They're not as demanding as the Jack Russells, but
Yeah.
it's great. I love to hear the dogs. So don't worry about that. So tell me about your life down on the Jersey Shore. Have you always lived on the Jersey Shore? Did you move there in retirement? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
And I went to school there, grew up there. Um, I got married in Newark,
Mhm.
and my daughters lived down the shore, so they encouraged me to one day move down the shore.
Yeah.
I was also raised down the shore, growing up from Newark to Point Pleasant
Yeah.
to a town called Keensburg,
Sure.
and eventually we loved it. So
Yeah.
we're down here in Manahawkin, and that's how we ended up here.
Nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. I love Keensburg. It's very historic. The old amusement park there and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cool old place. Like I said, we used to have a little summer bungalow right next door to Keensburg and Leonardo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So
That's our neighbors. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's a beautiful area for sure. It's something magical about being on the shore. And soon you'll be getting some nice weather there. So you'll be glad about that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. We look forward to it.
Yep. So are you working on any new books now, Tony?
Oh, yes, I am. Actually, I'm working on a young adult um, book, well, script
Mm-hmm.
about four brothers that decide to cross the bay, the Remington Bay, and go into Staten Island to
Mm-hmm.
visit an uncle.
Yeah.
But unbeknownst to them, there's a hurricane brewing down in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
So they stay and visit their uncle a couple of days. But on the way back, they hit the turbulence
Mm-hmm.
of the storm in their grandfather's sailboat,
Sounds
and
great.
and that's I only uh, when I write these stories, the first thing I do is I write what's in my head
Mm-hmm.
to get it down.
Right.
Then once it's done, this I got about 12,000 words into the story already,
Mm-hmm.
and when I'm ready to edit it, then I write through my heart,
Yeah.
whatever my heart is. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm working on now.
Great. I think that's a good policy. I do the same thing. I just have no filter. I just write, let it all flow out, and then go back and reread it, re-edit it, correct it, change some things up. But don't stop while the creative process is flowing, right?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
Exactly right.
That's wonderful. So, have you envisioned this book, Barnyard Games, as maybe like a animated series for kids or anything like that?
I was hoping it crossed my mind through the Disney people, but they're very hard to get into
Yeah,
the Disney, especially with the agents.
yeah, yeah. It's a
But
tough nut to crack, but it's good that you have the book out there because then you never know whose hands it'll wind up in, and maybe it'll wind up in the right hands, and somebody will look at it and say, "Hey, this should be an animated series."
well, that's what I'm hoping,
Yeah,
because I can't get out there enough
yeah,
on my own, so I have
absolutely.
to use other means for marketing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you've been doing a great job with your writing. What made you decide to write a young adult novel as opposed to keep on with the children's books?
Well, the young adult novel has been one of my ideas for at least 10, maybe 12 years.
Hmm.
I've had the concept outlined for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
So I just now recently started to add to it.
Hmm.
And I also have another one called the blue bonnet seed.
It's called the blue what?
Blue bonnet.
Oh, okay.
It's a Texas flower.
Gotcha. Sounds great. Now, have you let your wife read any of your early writings on these yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, because you gotta paste that. You gotta make sure it's presentable to her before you give it to her.
Oh yes, because I'm still working on the grammar.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, do you enjoy writing?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do enjoy writing. I was hoping to make it a profession,
Mm.
but you know how things happen. I ended up to be a professional truck driver
Mm-hmm.
and went through all 48 states.
Nice.
I met people, kids, and that really what drove me to write
Yeah.
about children.
That's very interesting. You almost could write a story about your life in Newark, New Jersey. I know it's kind of a hard scrabble town. It's a historic town. It's a gritty city though. There's some tough characters there. So I imagine you saw a lot of life living in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah.
Uh, I went to Barringer High School, which is very tough
Yeah.
school way back then. Was a football team, made all county football team, but then I blew out my knee,
Mm.
and that killed my ideas about semi-pro.
Right.
But other than that, I still think about the old days. I still have my yearbook. I'm a member of the Barringer staff.
Mm-hmm.
Still keep in touch.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I used to go to the 4th of July parade there in Newark, New Jersey. It was quite a shindig.
Well, yeah, right down Bloomfield Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the Irish pubs would be opened up. It would be quite a scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you got St. Gerard's
Yep.
Festival out of St. Lucie.
Yep. Yeah. It's a good old neighborhood. It feels like it's part of New York City in a way. It's
Yes.
got that kind of feel. Yep.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
does. Absolutely.
Well, you've done wonderful work here, Tony. The book we're talking about today is called Barnyard Games. It's a story of two little dogs, two Shih Tzus named Omni and Baby. They're playing tag in the safety of their own 6-foot fence when suddenly they are confronted by a hungry coyote. It's a classic story that tells the story of good and evil. And fortunately, we hope, good triumph. Tony did a wonderful job with this. Your children will love this book. Tony, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
You're very welcome.
And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.